me. Hello. Sorry, 1 second. Hello. Good morning. It's still good morning. It's still morning. It's still good morning. It is good morning. You ever feel like a little mischievous, but like you know you're not gonna do anything crazy? That's how I feel right now. Or at least that's the energy right now. Mischievous. But won't be acted upon. What? What? I can suggest you put ice on your back. That's what I'll suggest for healing. You can go ahead and do that if that's what you need. I'm good. If that's what you need, you go ahead. Ah. Can I have? You be nesting on my stuff, sir. Look at you. If you feel the need to take some deep breaths, Brandon, I suggest you do that. And if you need something for your back, I suggest ice. Okay. I hope everyone's having a good day. I definitely am. Compared to yesterday, it was a nice releasing, an emotional day, just where I needed to coddle myself for a little bit, but also wanted to connect with the collective and make sure that you were good. Making sure that, you know, you're getting the message that you need to receive when you need to receive it. And we were talking a lot about just holding yourself around the holidays if you don't have anyone or any place to go to. Whatever your situation may be. But today the energy feels very much more uplifting and, like I said, very mischievous. They're not like in a not like that. I feel it's more playful. I feel it's more like I almost said conniving, but maybe that's somebody else's energy on their side. Hi. Thank goodness. Oh, what's up? Say hello. What's up, Nugget? But I also think it's more of my ancestors who are like, and it's kind of like putting me in a mood, and it's very funny to me. Cause like, you ever be walking around and you see someone kind of like move faster away from you, and you're just like, oh, what's their problem? And you're like, ah, I get it. I'm thinking to myself, I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not gonna like come after you or whatever you may feel, but like you can tell when somebody's running away from you. And it makes me laugh. Cause it's like, what do you, let's say, you know, I can't defend myself when I need to, but what do you think I'm gonna do to you? What are you worried about happening? Kind of energy. Sometimes you just have to assert your dominance in certain ways, and if that means walking up on somebody just to, you know, show them energetically what it is, do that. The ancestors think it's hilarious watching people squirm, especially the ones who are like, you know, in low vibrations. I don't find it funny. I'm not trying to be out here, you know, making people scared of me, but I can tell when people are scared of me. And I'm like, why? Then I'm like, oh. Oh, that's why. And maybe that's what you're kind of coming into, maybe realizing that you might be waking up to a certain energy, or a dormanted part of yourself that you usually keep down because, you know, you don't want to scare people. And it's not that you're scary, it's just that they might feel intimidated and they don't know why. I have heard that multiple times from people around me in my past. Oh, you're intimidating, or I'm scared of what you'll do if you get mad, or whatever. And it's like, what do you think I'll do? That's what I want to know. Like, what do you think I'm gonna do to you? Because sometimes I don't have to do anything, and you just show your ass, and it makes me laugh because I'm just like, what did you think was gonna what did you think was gonna happen? It just makes me laugh. It really does. But anyways, I hope you're having a good day, and if you're not, I hope it gets better. I wanted to come on here because I haven't yet today, and I've been taking just the time for myself to relax. Catching up on good old anime and just really chilling and vibing with that. So we're here to just hang out, talk. If you want a message, you can feel free to DM me for one. But I won't do personals while I'm doing lives. That's a whole separate energy. This is a collective energy. So, you know, I'm just kind of picking up on the energy as it is, not anyone in particular, if that makes sense. So, like I said, mischievous energy, not meaning a bad thing. Somebody might feel conniving towards you, but also somebody is feeling intimidated towards you, which to me is funny, because why? That's always what I wonder. Why? Why are you scared? What are you afraid of? What are you... And it's like, you're afraid of either getting exposed, you're afraid of being outed in a certain kind of way that you didn't think, or just being confronted in general with the things that you didn't want to confront yourself. And that's the outside of the collective, not the inside the collective, because we're not here to feed into people's negative energy. We're not here to feed into people's, like this person earlier on the chat was demanding. You don't demand over here. If you'd like something, then you can DM me for a request, and we can make a transactional agreement, and then go about it that way. Otherwise, this is a collective message for the collective. Respect that space. This isn't just your space to have with me. This is for everyone to have with me, right? Like, I respect your time and space. I would appreciate if you did the same for me. Hello, thank you for joining. Leave a like. Maverick. I really like that name. I've liked that name a lot. Maverick. And Folded on by Kehlani. Look, I'm telling you, someone is like the energy is very. I'll keep it there. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. But with that being said, don't just accept anything coming your way. Be mindful. I love Kehlani so much. Not only her voice, but just her. Look at Izzy, she's sexy. And that's what I like about her, is because she knows it and she uses that energy properly. And you can tell that within her music. It's just so, I'm like, you're right, you do have my clothes folded. Let me come through. Oh. I will say it's a little bit distracting with this energy, but I can understand why. We're gonna pull some daily affirmations for you first. See what they would like you to know for the day. I'll say one of two things. One, this could be a very tempting energy that's trying to draw you in, or this is a current connection that is like putting themselves out there, being like, look, like, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll treat you like this, I'll treat you like that, whatever you want. And it's very, very tempting. But, you know, just be mindful about what you walk into. But 1111 did come up earlier, so wishes may be coming true for you, so just a matter of you being patient and you being mindful about, again, not being so quick to jump on it. We have physical health. I honor my sensibility. I honor my sensual nature by exploring sights, sounds, brain fart. Exploring sights, sounds, scents, and textures that make me feel alive and connected to my body. Hey, that makes sense for the energy. Like I said, you could be feeling like very like, I don't know how to explain it. You could just be feeling very sexy. You could be feeling yourself. You could be feeling like just very in tune with your own energy and body, and it's like kind of turning you on, but in a good way. Like you're coming into a lot of your own energy and you're like, damn, that's me? Whoa, stop. Like I said, it's very good, but you know, just be mindful of other outside temptations, because if you feel it on you, that means someone else, somebody else, something else also feels it on you. Like they say, it's cuffing season right now, so you know, just be careful of who you link up with, if anybody. I'm telling you, all because all right now is the smexy music on right now, and I'm just like, stop! I'm trying to concentrate. I'm trying to concentrate. All right. We have emotional health. I honor my time and energy by making smart choices that leave me feeling good about myself. Yeah, come on now. Like I said, you might be feeling your own energy and be like, damn. So like, really be in tune with that, but also respect your time and your space and what you need. Just because people are drawn to you in a certain kind of way, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're looking to be with you. They could just be looking to get with you. And if that's not what you're looking for out of a situation, whatever it may be, then just get with yourself. Enjoy yourself to yourself for a second. Really. And that to me is the most sexiest thing, when you can just be with yourself to be with yourself. Like I said, it's very mischievous energy, but in a good way. We have physical health. My hormones are beautifully balanced with 2 little puppos. 1 white, 1 black. Yeah. You might be questioning, is it okay to do what I want to do? Is it okay to feel how I want to feel? And literally, yes. It's your body. You can feel however you want to feel within your own body. You can do what you want to do with your body. Just treat it with respect and kindness. And be patient with yourself. Don't rush into anything, like I said, that just wants to jump on you. You have to make sure you also are like in tune and aligned with what you're engaging with. Whatever it may be. Whether it's a short-term thing or a long-term thing. Over here, we want long-term. So, like I said, you can go have your fun if that's what you want to do, but just be mindful about who you're getting with, if anyone. Hanging up on a vine. Like I said, it's just very like sensual energy, but also like mischievous and like wanting to draw you in to yourself. And it's very, do it. You will be very happy. If you need some me time, take it. It's not, I think sometimes we feel ashamed when we're having those moments for ourselves, and it's like, I'm not saying like overly indulge, like don't be a creep, but like just be really in tune with what your body is craving right now. And you're allowed to give that to yourself. It doesn't have to always be with somebody else. Because sometimes we forget what it's like to engage with ourselves without having the thought of someone else with us or on us. I'm pretty sure we have all been there where we're having a moment to ourselves. We kind of think about somebody else, and that's the whole thing. But you're also kind of doing yourself a disservice by not viewing yourself as yourself and being turned on by that enough to like engage with your spirit, mind, and body. You're wanting something else to indulge with you. And as tempting as that can be, you're kind of missing the opportunity to engage with yourself in a way that can be very, very, very pleasing. I'll just say that. So, take your time. Really like feel on yourself. Really, really be in tune with your waves and your emotion. And see what that feels like, you know? Get it, Phil? Yeah, prosperity. We had this one yesterday. As I celebrate and support the financial success of others, I open my life to even more good. Yeah. Excuse me. Spirit sang through this song of Tim's that somebody's waiting for you. Somebody's probably even waiting for you to realize that you can be opening up to yourself the way that you need to. And you may be feeling lonely because of it, because you're not physically engaging with someone else. But again, you're kind of just being asked in this moment to engage with yourself and really feel what that is like. Dang, how many different users are going to change their name in a second? was like 5 different people, 4 to 5 different people in like 1 second. Usually we'll just like go up and say join, but that was only one person shifting into 1,000 people. Maybe that's something that you could be experiencing. Maybe like someone's constantly shifting energies or personalities to kind of fit with you, but like I said, you're kind of just being drawn into yourself, and allow that to happen, because it's very, 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 very good for you right now. I don't think, and this is just my opinion, but I don't think it's selfish for you to indulge in your own body when you also allow other people, places, or things to indulge in your body, whatever that may look like. And again, not on no creepy stuff. Like literally like having a moment with yourself, whether it's 30 minutes or an hour, and just really feeling every inch of yourself and being turned on by the aspect of what you can do for yourself that makes you feel good, instead of trying to perform or make someone else feel good with you. 12:12 on the timer. We got that yesterday. Well, I seen it yesterday, but I didn't put the message up. But I will read it for you now because it was a good number. What a... And we have Starboy on right now. Come on now. Alright, 12:12. Keywords: justice served, channeling Moses energy, mindset shift. Meanings: don't worry another minute about any injustice you've suffered. All is seen and all will be dealt with at the right time. Give that worry over to a higher power to handle. Justice will be served in your life. Your angels will also send this number when you have the ability to channel Moses energy. According to Judaism. I almost said Jerusalem. Whoa. According to Judaism, God, somebody does not want me to talk. Rebuke it. Cut that shit out. I'm trying to speak. According to Judaism, Moses was chosen as God's lawgiver. You may be called to be a leader at this time. Step into that role. You'll have extra help while you do. Also, it's likely you've recently gone through or will go through a mindset shift. Perhaps you're ready to move past some old trauma. Maybe your ideas about a situation have changed suddenly. Your angels are confirming this is important for you to do. Yeah, like I was saying before, you may be feeling a little weird, I should say, because some people might have weird relationships with their body, and that's totally valid. But spiritually saying, tap in, see what you need, see what you are really wanting to be in tune with. What does that feel like, and what does that look like? And we talk about it a lot. But in this case, they're wanting you to get sensual. They're wanting you to be really in tune with your waters. Okay? And again, not on no creepy stuff. Literally, no one knows your body like you'll know your body. Who was that? No one knows your body like you know your body. So, the best way to lead yourself is to be within yourself and listen to what you are really embodying at the moment. What you're really giving off. Like I said in the beginning of this, somebody could be intimidated and they can't stand it. But to you, you're just being you. And I personally find it funny when people get scared of me, because it's like, well, what are you afraid of? What are you so scared of? And then I remember, it's my energy. It's enveloping. You want to be held by it. You want to embrace with it. But sometimes you can't touch everything that you want. And somebody knows this, but they're still trying. But it was not on that level of sensuality with you. If you are not feeling like you have to engage with yourself that way, that's totally fine and valid. Just mentally even. Just what turns you on? What do you like? What does that feel like? Are you willing to engage with yourself that way? Because you can't necessarily want someone else to do it for you if you're afraid to do it with yourself, right? I didn't know this was going to be a sexual conversation, but apparently we need to dive into some things right now. Literally. Because like it says, my hormones are beautifully balanced, and the first card says my sensuality, or I honor my sensuality by exploring sights, sounds, scents, and textures that make me feel alive and connected to my body. So, you might just need to take some me time and recalibrate some things and really listen to what it is that you are craving. I'll say that. Again, it's very spicy. It's very I like to call it mischievous, because like to me this is play energy. Like someone wants to play. Someone wants to see what turns you on. Someone wants to someone wants to, you know, see what makes you tick, right? But this could literally just be spirit telling you, take a minute for yourself and see what makes you tick. See what you like. See what that would be. See what that would become when you I'm saying, I know it's hot and heavy. I'm just saying it's hot and heavy in here. And we're not shaming the energy, because you shouldn't shame yourself about how you feel. You know, correct yourself where you need to correct yourself. But, you know, also be mindful about the energy that you put out there. If you're not wanting to have someone be all over you in that kind of way, then make that known and say, hey, I'm just enjoying this energy off of me for me. I'm just enjoying my time to myself for me. No one invited you to this party. But I can tell you when to be welcomed. I can tell that, you know, you want to engage. And you might have to put your foot down and say, no, this is my time. Like the other card said, I honor my time and my energy by making smart choices that leave me feeling good about myself. So if you don't want to engage with this person, people, place, or thing while you're doing your thing, don't. You're allowed your own space and your own time with your body, with your mind, and with your spirit. So, we're going to continue this reading. Affirmation. Decide where you're going to be. Decide where you're going to be, sir. You want to read it with me? Affirmation. I trust that justice will be served. Activation. When you have an issue requiring justice to be served, grab a tarot deck In the major arcana, the 11th card is the Justice card. This card represents karma doing her thing, taking care of those who have hurt others. You won't have to do a thing other than watch it all happen. Popcorn at the ready. Carry it out in your wallet, carry it in your wallet or purse. Oh, the card, I'm guessing. Put it in your pocket or on your altar. This will help the issue resolve that much sooner. And the song on right now is Streets by Doja Cat. Like you. One like you. Like you. Like you. Location come through. Telling you, someone bunches. Someone wants to be all snuggled up with you right now. Obviously. Someone wants to be all up in your energy because they're feeling how good you're feeling, or feeling how good you're about to feel, which sounds crazy. And that's just them trying to leak off your energy, but they can only sense it. They can't absorb it. They can't infiltrate it. That's why you're being asked to literally take yourself away for a minute, or however long you need to, and literally just have your own time to yourself. Doesn't make you selfish. It just means that, sometimes not everybody's invited to the party, Sometimes not everybody is invited to the party. Sorry, you just chose a weird spot to lay on, because you're gonna start sliding everywhere. But like I said, I feel like it's mostly you just being guided to lead yourself in this situation, and not really like someone to you, because whatever will come to you naturally, right? But it's very sensual, sexual energy, very spicy, very mischievous, very much like kind of energy, and that could just be people feeling your energy, and you're just like, what's going on? Like you may not be aware of what you're giving off, right? Because in a weird way, some people like what they can't touch. Some people like that even more. So they feel like they have to chase, so they feel like they have to pursue, so they feel like they have to do whatever it is just to get a little bit off of you. But they can't. Because every time they try it, they get sick. They have weird illnesses happening. They don't feel good. They like one thing about my energy is that if you touch it without my permission, you will get poisoned energetically. You won't feel good. You'll be in regret just for even trying it, because my spirits know what it is. Girl's on chastity lock. So unless it's not her filling herself up, there ain't no reason for anybody else to be around this energy, kind of thing. And I trust them with that, because yes, that's what I require. If you want to be all up around this, it requires a lot of discipline, a lot of self-control, a lot of restraint. And if you can't manage that and try to push your energy on my energy, guess what? You'll be toppled, and not in the way that you want. Anything else you want them to know from this, Spirit? Like I was saying yesterday, it's all about intention. If you're not coming with the right intention, it will be known. Because I'm not coming at you with any kind of intention. My collective is not coming at you with any kind of ill intention. But for some reason, you think that just because you swinging and slinging that you can just woo yourself over here. You will get shut down very fast. And I have no problem doing so. Never have. Because if I wanted you, I would have you. Anything else you want me to know from the daily affirmation, Spirit? Relationships. I am a master at setting boundaries. Yep. Like I just said, if I don't allow the permission for you to touch my energy or me, you will get struck. That protect my time, energy, creativity, and emotional well-being. Some people might think that they can just do whatever, treat you however, say whatever. But it doesn't make it your reality. It doesn't make it your truth. Just because they want something enough, it doesn't mean they will have it. It's a matter of earning it. Just like we have to earn our space with ourselves and be in alignment enough to treat ourselves well, to honor ourselves properly. This takes discipline. This takes restraint even on my end. This takes time. And if you can't come in with that same kind of energy, then you're not allowed to touch my energy or me, or even my collective. You're not. You can get all hot and bothered as much as you want. It doesn't make it any different. If the answer is fucking no, bitch, it's no. If the answer is I don't want to, then I don't want to. If you didn't ask me for my permission to step to me, then you don't get to. Understood? Anything else you want them to know? Telling you the energy today versus the energy yesterday. Two different energies. This energy is feeling confident. This energy is feeling fierce. This energy is feeling strong. This energy is feeling like it knows itself. And that I do. I have learned myself well enough and long enough to know when I'm feeling something and when I'm not. When I want someone and when I don't. To force yourself in my energy because that's what you want for yourself is exactly why you get sick, why you get stuck, and why you feel blocked. But you know, that's your karma, not mine. That was your decision, not mine. You trying to force yourself on me in any kind of way is exactly why you get what you get. Anything else you want them to know? You like them to hear? Someone said, you strong. Yeah. It's like they don't know who they're messing with. It's like someone wants to find out so bad, collective, about who you are, but yet too scared to get too close. So they just peek around. Can I just... No, you can't. You can't. Not even a little bit. because this is my energy. Alright, that seems to be it for daily affirmations. I appreciate that, Spirit. But like I said, honor your body. Honor what you need. And I feel this is mostly for our, you know, healers out there. Our soldiers, our 144. You need to honor what you need at this time. Be honest. Like I said yesterday, you may need comfort. You may need just a hug. Whatever it is. But I can also feel you need more. Just saying. That's okay to have. It's okay. I'm not making fun of you. I'm right there with you. But you know, our hormones are in balance and we're being good. We're not just going chasing after whatever comes first. So we're gonna pull some listen bitch cards for you really quick to remind you who the fuck you are, in case you forgot. And remind you of what you deserve. What would you like them to know from this deck, Spirit? Whoa, I love when they flip out. Oh, listen, bitch. You deserve rest. Seriously, take a break. Yeah. You might be overworking at this time. I know it's a holiday time. I know, like I said yesterday, you might be giving and giving and giving and giving and giving and giving and giving. But now you're literally being asked to give to yourself for a minute. Take a break. Sit down. Have some me time. Have a little sip of, you know, whatever you got. I had some tea this morning, made some biscuits, watched some anime, and literally just enjoyed myself. It doesn't always have to be sexual, but it can be sensual enough to make you feel good. I feel good spending the time I do with myself. It is the best time I can always have, is with myself, despite however I may feel. And maybe that's energy that you might need to have to step into a little bit here, collective. Because someone, if not from the past, it could be more than one person, but towards your future, is trying to come in hot and heavy. And you gotta tell me, hey, you might want that, but you gotta wait. Yep. You want this, you gotta wait. You wanna be around here, you gotta wait. You gotta show your discipline. You gotta show your restraint. You gotta show your ability to honor my space. And if you can't do that, then guess what? You don't get to be around me. You don't get to be in my space. You don't get to inhabit my energy without my permission, because again, if you do, you will be struck. It's just what the ancestors say. They know who I am. They know what I'm trying to protect along with them. So for me just to do 1, 2, 3, 4 on the clock, for me just to do whatever, ain't it. Or whoever, ain't it. We're not in that phase. We're not in that mindset. We're not in that chapter. We're in a whole different world. But for some reason, people just think they can, again, slang it and swang it, and you'll just be like, oh my god. No. No. You need to do more than that. So we're gonna read 1, 2, 3, 4 here. When I find it. There it is. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keywords. Perfect timing. Stay present. Positive karma. Meanings. Right now, the time is perfect for whatever you want to do with your life. Like I said, do what you want, just be responsible. Thinking of a new job? Do it. Want to move? Go for it. Considering a new romance? Fire up those dating apps. You may also see this angel number if you're drifting a little too far into the past or forward into the future. This is a gentle reminder to remember that the present is a gift and to keep your attention here. Use a grounding technique to keep you in the here and now. Your angels will also use this number when you're due for some positive karma. You may already be experiencing it, or soon will be. It's not a coincidence, but rather a matter of hard work and good deeds on your part. Yeah, like I was saying before. Ground yourself. Ground yourself. And if that requires some me time, take it. Be in tune with your body so you can relax your mind and please your spirit, okay? Not on no creepy stuff. Like I said, it's really easy for us to think about someone else while we're doing the do. But in this case, you're meant to think about yourself and how it's making you feel being with yourself, by yourself. Enjoy that time. Enjoy that energy. Bask in it. You're allowed to do that. Just, be responsible. Because it does emanate out into the ethers. And if you can feel you getting off on you, I'm pretty sure someone else can too. Just be mindful about how far you're reaching into yourself. Not like that. But you know what I mean. Affirmation. Everything works out in its perfect time. Activation. If you find yourself chasing daydreams or reliving past moments, carry a piece of smoky quartz with you. It grounds you and keeps you in the present moment. Yeah, so we're all about just being in the present right now. It's a gift to our future. You can't, or I shouldn't say you wouldn't want to put yourself on a short leash when it comes to your future because you're not being present enough in your current, which also means you have to really let go of the past and really tune in, right? You may be feeling distracted, like I kind of am at this moment, but refocus. Understand what you're doing and why you're doing it. Again, attention. Intention, not attention. Maybe you need to pay attention, but intention matters with everything that you do. And you might not think so, but it does. Why you do this, why you do that, why you feel like this, why you feel like that. It's because there's an intention behind it. If you feel clouded in that judgment, then reassess, like it said, take a break. You deserve the rest. But this also could be someone who's trying to pull on your energy to get you into that sexual state just because they know that if they pulled on you enough that they could. And that's not the case. Because we who are spiritually strong, who have restraint and proper discipline, don't do what we do for your attention. We do to realign and ground ourselves. You just happen to be pulled into our vortex, which can swallow you, but not the way that you want it to. Spirit is so funny. All the innuendos. Girl. You see that fly out? Listen, bitch, don't hold back the tears. Let them flow like a fucking faucet. Like I said, there's no shame in your game. There's no like, say if you have like a kink or something that isn't like normal. I shouldn't even say normal. What is normal nowadays when it comes to sex? You just like you like what you like. It doesn't even have to even be penetrational sex. Like you just like what you like, right? And again, you taking the time to be in tune with yourself, to find out what it really is and kind of like why it does please you, can really help you in your personal relationship with yourself, but also with your partner. Because I feel like if I know what I like, then I can voice that to my partner, and then we can like move along that way. But also if they know what they like, then they can voice that to me, and then we can move along that way. Like, you can't just expect someone to hit the spots that you need them to hit if they don't know how and where you want them to hit it. So sometimes you just have to take that time to yourself and figure it out. And you might have moments, because I've had this in the past, where I am having this time to myself and thoughts might come up of like a traumatic event that I had or whatever it may be, and I switch it into something that was not meant for me, and then the thought of it expels itself, and then I can realign with myself and say, okay, now we're back to our body, we're back to our mind, we're back within our spirit. That moment that we had was in the past. It's not current here anymore. It's not relevant here anymore. And like it said, you might have past events that may be keeping you back. Maybe you have been, essayed before. I know I have, and it can be very traumatic. So it's very hard to not tie your body to those moments when they have happened to you. But in order to heal it, you have to feel it. You have to let it go. So if you have to cry it out while you're having this time to yourself, do that. It's not weird. It's you releasing what you've been holding on to. And again, I've gone through this before. I've gone through it with having a partner after the fact, and I've gone through it while having a moment to myself. And you might, feel a little awkward, but like it literally is just your body releasing what it's been holding on to. Holding on to that fear of it happening again, holding on to that fear of, you not feeling a certain kind of way because of it happening. Like whatever it is for you, allow yourself to just feel it and release it however you have to. You're allowed to do that with yourself. Give yourself that grace, and don't shame yourself for whatever you've been through, because it wasn't your fault. And just because your body may have responded to whatever was happening, it doesn't mean that that's what you wanted, which is something you might need to hear. I know that's something I needed to hear. Listen, bitch, drown out the fucking noise and keep doing you. Exactly. Like I said, you might have had moments or will have moments where things might trigger you, or you might feel awkward doing what you're doing if certain thoughts and that come up. But you're literally just being asked by spirit to just let it go, let it wash over you, let the anxiety, let the depression, let the shame, let the guilt wash over you while you have this moment with yourself. And I keep saying with yourself because you can't necessarily do this. I mean, you could do it with somebody else who you love and you trust, but it's also not their responsibility to do that for you. You have to really kind of take yourself to the side and do it on your own. Whether, like I said, whether it's 30 minutes or an hour or however long you need to just feel openly, to crave openly, to really vibe with yourself openly. Like I don't want to get too dirty. Like I don't want to get too dirty, but like, come on. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, then you can understand. But yeah. And like I said, you might have people in the vicinity who are picking up on that energy of yours because it's very powerful, and it's very strong, it's very potent. It's like they can smell it, which is kind of gross, but like it very much is that. So it's like a dog smelling a treat. You got him, but it doesn't mean you gotta hand him out. Okay, keep that bag closed for a little bit. We'll just say that. Listen, bitch, you don't need permission to say no. Fuck them. Exactly. Like I said, you may need to just take this time to yourself. If you have a partner, or whatever it is. Because I think sometimes partners can be a little invasive, like, oh, you're doing that by yourself, but you're not doing it with me, so that must mean something. Literally, no. I'm thinking about myself and how I'm feeling right now, and what I know I need right now, and it literally involves no one. And I'm allowed to have that moment for myself. Just because I'm not having it with you doesn't mean that I'm thinking about somebody else. It just means I'm waking up and being in tune with what my body is asking me to do. And like I said, hormones are in balance. Your time and your energy is for yourself. You can respect that. And if they can't, fuck them. You don't need permission to say no. Okay, thank you for joining. I didn't realize we were gonna have a sex talk on this, but here we are. Because there's healthy sex and there's bad sex, right? There's a lot of bad sex out here. People are just having sex to have sex, but if you're not doing it with the intention of connecting, with the intention of learning each other, with the intention of pleasing each other, then it can be very selfish all around, right? And I don't do selfish sex. I am a pleaser as much as I am a taker. And if you're not pleasing me, then I'm not taking anything. And I will be very vocal about it. It might hit your ego, but I don't care, because I also deserve to be pleased just as much as you do. Anything else you want them to know from this deck, Spirit? Listen, bitch, you can either worry or believe in yourself. Guess which one feels better? Yeah. Like I said, you can worry about what it may look like, what it may sound like, but sometimes you just need to get that shit out of you. Sometimes you just literally need to let it move and flow out of you. And if it's a lot, it might be a lot. And it's probably because it's been pent up. Right? You haven't probably, look, I'm just gonna say this. You probably haven't been getting it how you need to be getting it. And you might feel unsatisfied in a kind of way. It doesn't mean that you are a bad person for wanting more. It just means that your body is literally telling you, hey, I'm not really happy with the situation we got going on, so we might need to take some time to ourselves and really figure out what it is that we need so we can feel better. And like I said, communication. Figure it out with yourself, and then you can figure it out with your partner, whether you have someone or not. Whether it's temporary or long-term. The person who you are with sexually needs to also know what you need. Otherwise, they can't give it to you. Confirmation. Jesus Christ. Excuse me. Because I don't know about you, but I don't like playing guessing games about what you want. Just tell me. Tell me how you want it. Literally. Tell me how you want it. And we'll figure it out. I'll let you know what I like. You let me know what you like. We can meet in the middle. Or we can, go full force depending on the vibe. Because I recently had someone project on that energy onto me, but also it was because it was someone that I was already energetically in tune with. So that made sense. And I was like, you sure? You don't want to even fucking hug me right now? And it's like, I'm understanding now it's not because they don't want to, it's that they're restraining themselves, which is fine. I also, like I said, can restrain myself. But I feel like people get so no, I can't, otherwise I'm gonna lose control. Practice. Practice self-control. Practice restraint. Practice discipline. Something can't be that enticing where you just ravish it, because then you won't be able to enjoy it as well. It's like, imagine you're trying to eat a meal that's so fancy and fabulous, but you eat it in one bite. Are you really able to taste it then? I feel like you're not. I feel like if you take your time with it and you observe every little bit of flavor that comes with it, you'll remember it forever. Damn. maybe someone's feeling like that off of your energy, being like, dang, like I could have been, you know, fine dining over there, but because I decided to have it in one fucking swallow and not enjoy what I had when I had it, now I'm craving it even harder, which is just like, ugh, I get it, but also stop. Because like I was saying to this friend of mine about something else, I don't feel attracted to those who are gung-ho on receiving a result out of me that requires me to be sexual with them. And if that is their only goal, then they are not meant to be with me. Because there is more than sex in partnerships. Can it be grand and great? Of course it can. But it also can be very fleeting and temporary if we're not connecting emotionally or spiritually. That just is who I am. If I don't feel a connection to you any deeper than to sex, then you will very much get a half version of me that you enjoyed for a little bit and not be able to savor the flavor of the whole meal. You know? Like I said, if you have been in a situation where you have been assaulted before, you have the right to flourish in your own flower. So listen, bitch. If you can't find a way, carve your own fucking path. Yeah. If you feel like you've tried different partners, different methods on your own, sex therapy, whatever it is, and it's just not connecting with you, I suggest you take a minute to meditate and really like feel your body without the intention of sex, without the intention of penetration, and really feel yourself energetically. Like, it's like when you look in the mirror, do you turn yourself on? When you see your face, do you want to just, you know, like the little things? How can you expect someone to be into you if you're not into you? How can you expect someone to want to be all over you if you're not all over yourself? Like, and it's not on no cocky shit, it's on confidence. You have grown into the person who you want to be, so stand on it. I know, personally, I can be very alluring. But that doesn't mean I use that to my advantage to get what I want. It just so happens to be my energy. So people naturally will come to that and assume that they can do whatever because it's out there that I'm alluring. And it's like Lilith energy. Just because you see her doesn't mean you can touch her. Okay? Just because you see her going by doesn't mean you can comment on me. Like what was it? I went out around my birthday time and I was dressed up. I'm pretty sure you've seen a couple of my videos. It was a black dress I had. And you know me, I got a big booty. It's all natural. And this kid, I say kid because he sounded like a child. He literally said to me, not even to me, aloud, as I was walking away off the train, was like, damn, that's a fat ass. And it's like, cool, bro, tell me something I don't know. Like, I don't get why dudes think that they compliment, not even compliment, why they say shit like that, and it's a compliment, because it's not. I don't need you to tell me how hot I am. I already know. And that's, again, not on no cocky shit, it's on confidence. The person I am today is way hotter than the person I was a couple years ago. And it's just because I've been taking care of myself, and it shows. It may not look like it to whoever else it may be, but I don't care because they're not me. And, you know, is, it's like, because I was telling a friend this too, it's like when people don't expect you to act how they want you to act in order to please their pleasures, they get mad. And it's like, I'm sorry, I didn't know I signed up to be a sex doll, bitch. Because I'm a whole ass person who has feelings and emotions and would like to be treated well. And if you're not doing that, then you don't get a piece. And the fact that you think you would just by doing that is exactly why you, again, won't get a piece. Like, And it's mostly men. Women have come on to me too the same way, but it's mostly men. And it's like, y'all gotta calm down. Because unfortunately, I will burst your bubble very fast. You think that you're being nice, you think that you're doing this, you think that you're doing that, you can just swoo a bitch. No. One thing I learned how to do better than a dude is be a dude. And not on no disrespectful shit. I mean honest shit. Being transparent. Saying, hey, I had a great time. I had a grand time. But it wasn't hitting how I wanted to hit it. It wasn't doing it how I wanted to do it. I wasn't feeling fulfilled how I wanted to be fulfilled. And if I gotta go, then I gotta go. And do it myself to make myself feel better 10 times faster and quicker than you could have. And it's not to put you down. It just is the reality of what the situation is, my guy. Okay? When you know your body, you know your body. And the bottom of the deck is, listen, bitch, you're allowed to fail. Learn from it. Dust yourself off and fuck that shit up. Like I said, you might have had situations in the past where you might have been feeling out of sorts with yourself, questioning your body, questioning your motives for your body, instead of just really loving on your body. Not on no creepy stuff, but just really appreciating what you have done for yourself as you are doing it for yourself. And that attracts good energy and bad energy. It's a double-edged sword, unfortunately. You just have to sift through that shit. So don't allow your past mistakes or your past people to dictate what your motives are now, because they are irrelevant. They're in the past. Their chapters have finished a long time ago. But also, like it said, 12-12, be present in your... not 12-12. 1, 2, 3, 4. Be present in the moment with yourself. Through and through, to understand your intention behind what you're doing. Because I'm not on here to seek men's attention. I'm not. I just so happen to attract men. If I attracted more women, that'd be great. I would love that. But I don't. And if I do, they end up being really weird and creepy towards me anyway. Like, what was it? The reason, I seen a TikTok yesterday that said the reason why some girls fuck with the guy that you fucked with already isn't because they wanted him, it was because they wanted you. And I've had multiple girls in my past who are like that, who claim not to be into girls. But because my energy shifts from feminine to masculine, it can be very easy for them to get wrapped up into my energy, thinking that's what they want. Being like, oh, you're, I've had multiple girls say to me this too, oh, you're a better, I wish you were a guy because it would be so nice to be with you. And I'm like, pretty sure it would be. But also, you could just be who you are, and if you want to be a little gay, then be a little gay. Like, if you're curious, you're a little curious. But don't make me your focus and your aim because that's what you're getting off of me. Do it because that's how you feel within yourself. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I've made plenty of people confused in the past. And I understand why. Duality. I shift in both energies. I've had people call me their knight in shining armor, but I've also had people call me their baby boo thing. Like, it just matters how you carry yourself. And that's why it can be intimidating to some men, because they're not carrying themselves in and that masculine energy. And that's why sometimes they say we're being too masculine for them. No, I'm standing on business, bitch. And if you don't know how to do that, then yes, you're gonna have a problem dealing with me. It just is what it is. You're like, what's that noise? It's your Peter. It's time for lunch. Sleepy man. It's time for lunch. If you're hungry. But yeah, that's basically it. And again, this isn't to shame them, because I've had some very open men, I will say that, open men wanting to submit to me, which is very hot. But also, if I'm not in the mood to do that for you, you have to understand. Sometimes I always don't want to be on top. Sometimes I always don't want to have to take control. Sometimes I just don't want to have to worry about anything, you know? If you can't switch it up with me, then we're gonna have a problem. It's not gonna meld well, you know? It's nice just to relax, right? It's nice just to be a pillow princess every once in a while. But if I always have to take charge in the bedroom, then yeah, I'm gonna be a little frustrated. Cool, thanks for following. Leave a like while you're there. But yeah, again, didn't know we were gonna have a birds and the bees talk, but here we are. And this is also just for the men. You gotta really tap in, not just swing it and swing it, or give $1 and expect a whole hoe to sit down for you. You know, you got to, you have to engage with her the way she wants you to engage with her, and not on some creepy stuff. I mean, because you genuinely want to get to know her and get to be with her, that you can understand her and her needs and her wants and her desires. Why do you think women like reading stories about it so much? It's because we're thinking about how we want it, where we want it, when we want it, but you're just doing it. And it's like, all right, well, cool, but like, you're just doing the motion, you're not engaging with the act. And that's where it can be very like unfulfilling for us, and then wonder why we check out. Like, let's be honest. Like, a lot of girls might not say this to you sometimes, but just because you be hitting it and she finishes doesn't mean that you did a good job. I'm just gonna say it. Because sometimes we don't say anything to y'all because y'all get mad about it. Like, oh, you think you can do better or get better? No, I didn't say that. I'm just saying, I'm being open with you and telling you what you're given ain't enough. You can't just throw it back and expect me to be cool and dandy with it. You know, some women don't need much. Some women need a lot. You know, some women need a good amount of time. Like, you gotta understand that. Some women need a good amount of time. You gotta warm her up. You gotta lay her down. You gotta be into it like she's into it. Because if you ain't, she's gonna step out mentally and be like, all right, here we go. That's another thing again. You know, like, we're just gonna think that you're just getting your rocks off, and then we're just gonna check out. Like, dissociate. Some of us try not to, but like, I have done it myself in the past, where it's like, dang, I really wasn't engaged with that situation as much as I would have been if I was like really into this person, or I wasn't really feeling it how I wanted to feel it because I felt a disconnect. And I voiced this to people in my past who I had engaged with, and you can tell when it's a blow to their ego. And it's like, I'm not saying that you're shitty at it. I'm just saying, because I'm not connecting up here or here, it's not really hitting for me. And it's like, y'all don't understand that enough. You can't just be banging it and being like, oh my god, yeah. No. Some girls, sure, but not every woman's like that. Same for my men. Every man's not like that. I'm pretty sure a lot of men out here generally want a connection with a woman who they can be with for a long period of time, not just because of the sex is good, but because they can emotionally connect to their own feelings and their own vulnerabilities within themselves alongside the women. Like duality. You gotta bring it together. You gotta. Like I said, I've had some submissive men and I've had some submissive women. But I've had some dominant men and I've had some dominant women. But I can tell when my energy can overpower a situation, and sometimes I gotta, dial it down. But then when I do that, sometimes it can leave me feeling short in a way that I'm just like, I wasn't really connecting with it because I wasn't putting my all into something, or I wasn't really like doing what I wanted to do, or whatever it was. So like it said, you're allowed to fail. Just learn from it, dust yourself off, and fuck that shit up. Dust yourself off and try again. Excuse me. You're allowed. You are allowed to try again. You're allowed to do over if it is permitted. But you are not going to force yourself in a situation just because that's what you want. If it's one-sided, it's one-sided. You have to move on and allow that person to be pleased by someone else who can really engage with them that they need to be engaged with. And again, it might be a blow to your ego, but you will feel way better when you can, hey, get off of him. Quit trying to hump him. See, like I was saying, without permission, don't do that shit. If they're just over there minding their business, leave them alone, let them mind their business. Approach them when it's appropriate. But it's also like, why do I have to tell you this? You should know this already. Anything else you want from this deck, Spirit? The song on right now is I'm Never Gonna Put You Down. Yeah. Again, I speak for myself when I say this. I don't say anything without the intention of growth. So if I'm telling you, hey, it ain't hitting like it needs to hit, and not because you ain't hitting it, it's because it's not hitting it, then yes, it will be a problem down the road for our relationship. It will be a problem down the road for whatever we got going on. Because I'm telling you, I'm not connecting with you in that kind of way. But you keep telling yourself, if you keep doing this, keep acting like that, whatever it may be, then you'll just draw me in however you want to draw me in. And after a while, I will get bored. I will. And I'll just do it myself. I will just do it myself. Because obviously I know what I want, I know how I want it, and I know when I want it. So anything else you want them to know from this deck, Spirit? Oh, that was so much. I'm just gonna reshuffle that and do it again, because that was a lot. I will say though, whoever is coming towards you has good intention. I think you just need to be mindful and have them wait. You know? Restrain yourself as much as they need to restrain themselves. They need to show you. They need to show you why. They need to show you why they're the one. They need to show you why you should even give them the time of day. And I know that might sound ruthless to some, but it is the truth. A good man likes a good woman who can wait. Just like a good woman likes a good man who can wait. It turns me on when you can show me how much you're fighting for it. So listen, bitch, you are worthy of every good thing. Sorry, of everything good in this life. Everything. Period. Yeah. Like I said, You're not feeling pleased in certain areas. You're allowed to talk about it and express it, and hopefully work it out with your person if you have a person. Or if someone new is coming into your life, to have that open communication, because we are adults. I don't know what you want unless you say it, and I'm pretty sure you don't know what I want unless I say it. We don't read minds, we read energy. And if a lot of the time the energy you're giving off is you want me vibes, then I will let you know, hey, I want you or I don't want you. I want to do this or I don't want to do this. 111 on the timer. I'll read that actually for another angel number. Getting a lot of angel numbers today, which is good. 111. All right. Keywords: transformation, triple blessings, new beginnings, meanings. You're going through a transformation when you receive this angel number. A transformation is a new phase of life that changes everything, like a pregnancy, a college acceptance, or even retirement. Your angels send extra love when you go through these critical life moments. You'll also be sent 111 as a representation of triple blessings in your life. This can be a raise much greater than expected. Yes, it could mean you're expecting more than one baby at a time. It doesn't necessarily mean you're receiving exactly 3 times an amount, but it will certainly feel that way. Also, anytime you find the number 1, there's a message of a new beginning. You're about to embark on a new adventure, and you have your angels firmly by your side. Yeah, so like I said before, if you're questioning your reasonings for the necessary movements you gotta make, don't. You are on the right path. You just have to take the right steps. And doing that is by taking the right steps with yourself first. What do you like? What are you into? What does that look like? What does that feel like? How can you express that? With yourself first, so you can be comfortable enough to do that with somebody else. Because like I said, sometimes we step in these situations where we just think people know what we like, know what we want, know how we want it, know when we want it. No. You have to be open. Closed mouths don't get fed, and if you want me to feed you, I suggest you open up. So affirmation. May blessings flow into my life. Amen. Activation. Who doesn't want to experience more blessings in their life? Since 111 signifies triple blessings, try this to enhance that energy. Maybe you'd like a raise or 2, win a scratch-off lottery ticket. 3 times the normal amount. Take any intuition you want to manifest and write it on a piece of paper 3 times in a vertical row. Then dab on the paper with success oil, which you can either buy through a botica, that's how you say that, or create your own by mixing jojoba oil with a pinch of sandalwood, frankincense, and a bay leaf essential oils. Carry this paper with you whenever you need that extra boost of success. Yeah. Thank you for joining. Please leave a like. Stop. Stop. Stop it. Seen that comment? Stop it. Behave yourself. Listen, bitch. Take time to enjoy the things you work hard for. Yeah. Thank you. Are you even listening to the reading, or are you just hearing what you want to hear? I already pulled these. What am I doing? I also don't like being called mommy. Don't. See that lip curl? I don't like it. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure you did. On here in my chat being all crazy. What would you like the collective to know? That was fast. We have the Five of Swords upright. Conflict, disagreements, competition, defeat, winning at all cost, sneakiness, bullies, theft, abusive relationships. That could have been, okay, I'm hearing it. I feel like this is somebody competing with somebody to get to you, collective. And I say, let him fight. The best man wins, as they say. Let them fight. All right. We have the Ace of Swords, mental clarity, breakthroughs, new ideas, success, sharp mind, new conflict, surgery. Yeah, you might have been working through some things to understand, like I said, what you need, what you want, and how you want it. And this is really bringing in, like I said, the confidence that you need, not the cockiness that people think you have, but the confidence that you need for the new venture that you got going on. It did say new conflict, like I said. Somebody could be trying to fight over you. Let them fight, but don't allow them to bring you into the conflict. Let them settle this like men, right? Let them be underhanded to them, but if they be underhanded to you, correct them. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to put people in their place properly and respectfully. Like it said, you don't need permission to say no. Fuck them. Just say no. You got the Ace of Pentacles. Abundance, manifestation, opportunity, new career, or financial opportunity, new venture, prosperity. Yeah. They see the abundance, they feel the abundance, they feel the energy, they feel the wop, as they would say. They feel it. But doesn't mean they can touch it. Doesn't mean they can just swoop up and grab it. Gross. Again, these people have to earn it. Conflict. They have to fight for it. They have to show you through spirit. Because they probably aren't even fighting an actual person. They're probably fighting their demons. Being like, oh man, I just wish I just had. Da-da-da-da. They're being so hungry. Like they're starved animals. And it's not, at least to me, a turn on at all. If you're struggling that bad, god damn. And the song owner is, put me in my place if I'm being petty. It sounds like I just did. Like I said, I've been with submissive men, I've been with dominant men. And there's no shame in my submissive men. Just be mindful of who you're stepping to. Anything else you want the collective to know on the spirit? We have the Six of Wands. Celebration, joy, harmony, marriage, home, community, homecoming. Yeah, whether this is with yourself, like I said, with the duality energy, your masculine energy mixing up with your feminine energy and really protecting yourself, really honoring your feelings, really feeling out whatever you need to feel out. Even within my submissive men, it is very endearing to me when you can be soft. And I suggest you try that more instead of trying to be hard in a place that you can't be. Just saying. That's why some find me intimidating, because I just say what it is, how it is. I can tell when you're just doing what you're doing just to do it, but not really with the intention, 121 on the timer, of pursuing it. You're trying to break down walls that aren't really there. And that's how you get fucked up. So be careful. Alright, 121. Here it is. I'm getting a lot of angel numbers today. You love that. Keywords. Clear your energetic space. Like I was saying before, you might just have to really release a lot of your emotions, your pent up whatever it is, out. Not with the intention of reaching out for something or someone else, but to reach within yourself. Get organized. Open to channeling. Exactly. When you really get in there with yourself, you'll be surprised on what you open up. Really. And I will say it's a great release when you hit that spot mentally. And then it hits within your heart chakra. And then it booms in your sacral. And you just be like, fuck. Damn. Oh. Like, it's great. Have some me time. Alright. Meanings. It's time to clear energetic space. With each interaction we have with another human or the environment, we encounter energy. It's like static electricity that can build up in your socks as you walk. So, there are times when you need to release that accumulated, my brain. Release that accumulated energy. Alchemated, what the fuck? You can try several techniques, such as smoke, holy water, or crystal cleansing. This is also a push from your angels to get organized. This could be something practical, like organizing paperwork, or cleaning your home, or refer to organizing your thoughts, making sure to set down goals and begin working on them. You can also receive this number when you're open to channeling. Channeling is a spiritual gift that allows you to enter a meditative state and receive information from the spiritual realm. You may or may not be aware of this ability, but if you're interested in pursuing it, this is your sign to take up its study, as you have an innate gift. Yeah, we all have gifts and abilities. I think it's just a matter of how we use them, right? Like I was saying. You can totally have this me time to yourself and be as intimate as you like with yourself. but be aware of what you're putting out there energetically. Make sure you have like a little bubble around your energy if that's what you need, to keep it just to yourself in the moment. I do it every time. And I always say while I'm doing such that, you know, release whatever does not serve me, allow my water to grow my seeds, and anything trying to attempt to enter my field without my permission shall be stunted. And it will keep away who needs to be kept away, energetically. If you might be wondering why that person wasn't around you as much anymore, that's why. If you're wondering around why you don't talk to that person as much, that's probably why. They know they energetically are starting to get sick off of you because they're trying to touch you in a way that they're not allowed to anymore. This could be your ex. This could be, like I said, maybe you've been an SA. This could be someone who, you know, is having those kind of thoughts, and it's just like, it's repelling them to let you, oh my gosh. And the song on right now is Earned It. Yeah, you earned it to have this time to yourself. No one is allowed to infiltrate your energy unless you give them permission. It's like a vampire. You say yes to come in, they will. So control your thoughts while you're doing this. Control your mind while you're doing this. Control your heart while you're doing these steps with having your time to yourself. Because you don't want to draw on something or someone that isn't for your best interests, respectively. They could have been a nice time in the past, but it doesn't mean they're a nice time now. So, affirmation. When I sort my surroundings, I feel more prepared for the day. Yeah, I have a routine where before I get on here, whatever it is, that I get myself together, that I clean my space, that, you know, I feel like confirmation that, that I am in alignment to help myself feel better energetically. Excuse me. So that way I can put out what I need to put out properly. Because I don't want to give you stale energy. I don't want to give my collective unnecessary energy that isn't theirs to hold, right? Just like how I'm pretty sure you don't want to do that for me here. But I need to make sure when I am doing these readings and that I'm giving you the most authentic version of me as I can. So that way the message comes through as clearly as it does. Because as much as they are for you, they are for me as well. So activation. If cleansing and organizing isn't your thing, start with 1 hour at a time. Set a timer. Put on your favorite tunes and work diligently for 1 hour. Once the timer goes off, take a break. Like the first card from Listen Bitch was, seriously take a break. You deserve the rest. You deserve it, as the weekend says. The way you work it. Acknowledge how much you accomplished in such a short period of time. Little by little, you can take care of whatever tasks lie before you. Yeah, so if you like struggle with ADHD or something like that, like, or just like keeping on task, you can set yourself a timer. This is how long I'm giving myself to do this thing, and then feel accomplished with what you've done within that time. Time is irrelevant, but it still matters because you don't want to waste it. And if you feel like doing a task is wasteful when you could be doing something else, then like I said, take an hour, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it is, just to realign, reassess, and then take a break. And then pat yourself on the back for doing that little bit that you did do. Because like I said, little by little, you'll be able to train yourself to get where you want to be and how you need to get there. Beautiful message. Anything else from the tarot, Spirit? You're allowed to have your desires and your wants, you know, just as long as they align with your higher self. Again, this isn't on no creepy stuff. This is not on any predatory behavior. This is you wanting to be in alignment with God and yourself. And if He is drawing you towards someone who is on that same frequency, allow yourself to feel that energy and use your own energy to give back. Don't project. Give back. You have the Hermit. Soul searching. Introspection. Contemplation. Wisdom. Truth seeking. Being alone. Independence. Inner guidance. Meditation. And consciousness. Yeah. Like the number said. Meditation. Take the time with yourself to understand your wants and needs. It's very important. It is very important. And you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to do that. I'm sorry if you have felt in the past that you weren't allowed to have your pleasures, however you wanted your pleasures. But now it's time to soul search and figure out what you like, what you don't like. You know, use your imagination. Men need to do that more. Y'all really need to stop relying on us so much to just, you know, open up, literally, and use your imagination about what you want to do. You're so struck on performing that you're mentally checked out. And then we start to mentally check out because you're checked out. And it's like, well, you're not engaging with me how I would like you to engage. So yeah, I'm not going to feel like I need to engage that much either. And then you're going to wonder why you feel like you're having, what's the word? Half-hearted encounters. And it is just because of that. It is half-hearted behavior. You're not engaging with yourself to engage with somebody else. So you're just doing the do to do the do. It is that. So take the time, soul search, be alone for a bit, you know. Do what you gotta do. But have the thought of you in mind. Not in the sense of being selfish, but in the sense of, again, figure out what you want, how you want it, when you want it. Nothing turns me on more than a person who knows what they want and who can be vocal about that. There's nothing embarrassing about it. We're all adults. We have the Six of Swords. Transition, change, leaving behind, releasing baggage, and moving on. Yeah. During this Hermit energy, allow yourself to move on from whatever it is that's keeping you back from pursuing what it is that you want. If you want to be dominated, that's okay. You know, allow yourself to feel that. If you want to be if you want to be dominated, do that. Like submissive, do that. If you want to be dominant, allow yourself to do that. But there's a difference between dominance and primal. Because I have my ex-partner was very primal energy. He had an addiction. He literally, and he would tell me this, you know, he would tell me this, like, that's why I said it before, he offered a poly relationship because he knew the kind of man he was, and he was a hoe, and he wanted to be that, because that's all he felt like he had the opportunity to be, because that's all he had swinging for him, to be real. If it wasn't his finances, it was his, you know, his member. And after a while, it's like, cool, that's great, you know, we can do this and do that, but like, again, if I'm not connecting with you mentally, I will eventually check out. Like, it just happens. And it happens for a lot more women than they would probably like to admit with their partners. But, you know, I think being honest is better than, you know, looking elsewhere because you're feeling unsatisfied with something that you're involved with. And I would tell him too, like, you know, I'm not really feeling as much as I would be into it because we're kind of just doing it to do it. Like every time we hang out, it's just about that, like da-da-da-da. And not to say he wouldn't care, but like he would kind of dismiss it and be like, well, I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and I just had a bad day and I just thought da-da-da-da-da, and I'm just like, all right, fine. And then it's just like me just doing it to do it, and it's like I'm not feeling fulfilled because I'm just, you know, being here because that's what you wanted, but you're not really taking in consideration about what I want and how I want it. So take that as that resonates. Not every message will be a message. Not every situation is your situation. If you're not dealing with anyone, then take this time to deal with yourself. Like I said, be alone. You're allowed to be alone to figure out what you want. But you also need to be honest about what you don't want. It's about being honest about what you want, being honest about what you don't want. You don't want someone who's submissive? You don't have to take them. You don't want someone who's extra dominant? You don't have to take them, because that was another problem in our relationship. Because he wanted to be overly dominant to, again, where it got to the point of primal and not dominance. It was, I'm the man and I put it down and you have to finish because it's me. Like, but then he would have moments where he'd be extra soft and aloof, and I'm like, the energy that you bring there isn't the same energy you actually have. It's pretend energy. You're putting on a mask. Like, you know, I could just do this and that and then we would be good, right? But then it's like, no, I have to do it. And it's like, all right, if that's what you feel like, I fucking guess, then all right. Like, this was back when I was in my 20s, by the way. Like, this is when I was very like, yeah, whatever you say. You know, and also it was an age gap situation, so I very much thought like he knew what he was doing and how all that stuff. But it's like, no, you're just sitting on an energy that you thought you had to sit in because that's what you were taught to do. That's what you were taught that you were only good for. And again, sometimes I felt sorry for him because that's all he legit would talk about was what he was good for, was what was in his pants or what he had in his wallet. And then he would wonder why he wouldn't feel as emotionally fulfilled in his relationships. Well, it's because when, you know, someone ever tried to give you that emotional fulfillment, you rejected it. You denied it. You didn't want it because to you it made you weak. And nothing to me is better when a man or a person in general can just melt with me for a second. Put off that mask and say, damn, I'm ready to just in her arms. Like, it's so cute. Allow yourself to be cute, man. I hate all this tough macho shit. I know that you are softy, bitch. Calm down, okay? Calm down. Again, that's why my energy can be intimidating now to people, because I was the soft person in the past. But now that I have loved myself enough to become the stronger person that I needed to be, past the relationship I had with this person, is exactly why it's intimidating to him now, energetically. Oh, you're like that? I thought you were always soft. I thought you were always weak. I thought you were always da-da-da-da. And it's like, no, you literally didn't allow me to show you a side that I had because you wanted to be hovering over my own energy. He would do this thing. I told a friend about this. He would do this thing where he would soul gaze at me, where he would just sit there, loom over me, and just stare at me. In silence. And I don't know what he thought he was doing. Maybe he thought it was like an intimidation tactic, like overpowering, like, oh, if I break her in this moment, then I win, so I can dominate her. And it's like, you didn't realize I was letting you. You didn't realize I gave you the permission to. But because you took advantage of that and also assaulted me on some occasions, is exactly why you're in the position you're in and I'm in the position I'm in. I was way more dominant than him. He just chose not to let me be that. And that's why, again, submissive men like me, because they know how dominant I can really be without me even touching them. It's called energy. It's why they approach me, because they are hoping for whatever it is they're hoping for, which they're allowed to have, but it doesn't mean I have to comply. I don't mind being dominant. It's just not all the time. I'm a switch, naturally. Sometimes I like being soft and melty. Sometimes I like being dominant. You have to work with my energy in order for it to work with you. Basically is what I'm trying to say. So, 8 of Pentacles. Diligence, passion, high standards, apprenticeship, mastery, skill, development, and repetitive acts or tasks. We pulled this yesterday. Yeah, because we have, and I say we because we're a collective here, but we have done the work. We have learned what we needed to learn about ourselves, understood why we're doing what we're doing, and what that means and what that feels like. Like I said, I'm aware. I wasn't aware of it before, why people would call me intimidating, but I'm aware of it now. And I'm like, oh, okay, I understand. But it doesn't mean I have to let up. It just means I have to be more aware of who I'm looming over, I should say, energetically. Because I'm not trying to like clear a room out. I'm just trying to walk in it, you know? I'm just trying to enjoy the space like everybody else is trying to enjoy the space. But if my energy happens to clear you out, it might be for a reason. And more to protect you than it is me. I'll just say that. Energetically. Again, I'm not physically doing anything to anybody or saying anything. It's just energy. And if you can't stand the heat, bitch, you should get out of the fire. Okay? Anything else you want the collective to know on this? Because we've been good to getting a lot of angel numbers. Whoa! Been getting a lot of angel numbers, been getting a lot of synchronicities today, and it just sounds like it's about time for shit to line up. And again, there's no shame in being a submissive man. You're allowed to do that. If you have some, pleasures that you would like to explore, you can do it with the right kind of woman. But, don't force your energy on me in particular because you feel that I am that woman. There are many other women like me. I should say like me, that are not me, but they're like me. But I'm also not, taking any pets at this time. So, 7 of Pentacles. Long-term view, hard work, perseverance, diligence, again, substantial results in investment. Yeah. So you have the 8 of Pentacles and you have the 7 of Pentacles. That's what? 15, 16, 15 Pentacles? God dang, math. That's 15 Pentacles right there. Oh! And then the Death is on the bottom of the deck. And death doesn't always mean a bad thing. It just means new beginnings. Literally. Endings. Beginnings. Change. Transformation. We've been talking about that a lot today. Changing your point of view. Changing your mindset. Changing your fears of losing what you think you might lose if you end up for 144 on the timer. If I ain't talking to you, I ain't talking to you. 144, I'm talking to you. Endings, beginnings, change, transformation, transition, metamorphosis, end of a cycle. The cycle of being little, of being less than, of being unheard, of being unseen is ended. You aren't tolerating any abuse. You aren't tolerating anything less than what you deserve. You aren't tolerating anything that crosses your boundaries. And that's good for you, as you should. But, like I was about to say, it is okay for these men to be submissive to us, as they should be. We are natural leaders. They choose not to see it that way because we are what? Women. But who gives birth to new life? Who takes care of the children? Who nurtures the man when he is down? Feminine energy. It doesn't even have to be a heterosexual situation. It's energy. And if you can't respect the feminine energy enough to hold it within yourself as a man, then that does not make you a true man. You have to be soft with yourself, just like how we're trying to be soft with you. That way it won't feel so weird when someone loves up on you the way that you've been wanting it to, because you're allowed to feel that way. You're allowed to be vulnerable. You're allowed to be open. You're allowed to be honest about what you want. And if it's you wanting something that's not the norm for a man to want, then guess what? You're not part of the norm. That's okay. You will find somebody who can give you what you want. But don't force your agenda on a person who isn't in that space to give it to you. Like I had somebody come in my chat being all puppy-like, which is fine. But if I'm not asking you to do that, then don't do that. If I'm not wanting that from you, then don't give that to me. I am glad you feel safe enough to just be, which is great. That's all. You know, my energy is very welcoming. I understand that. But don't take advantage of the situation when I am trying to give the word. Like I said, we're having a sex talk. It doesn't mean it's a sexual conversation between just us two. This is for everyone who needs to hear it. Energy matters. And if you're not syncing up with both your masculine and your feminine energy, you will feel misplaced messing with a masculine or a feminine energy because you haven't honed it within yourself enough to recognize what you need, how you need it, and when you want it. There is no shame in the game. What you do behind closed doors is your prerogative, right? As long as it's legal and consensual. Be mindful of that. Because some people take advantage of the wrong situations, thinking that's what they want. I've been there. And when you are with these men who are primal and not in their masculine energy, they totally ignore the fact that they can even be soft, that they can even be vulnerable, that they can even be open to having a feminine aspect of their life. But then you have to think, well, they're going to have to eventually, because they take care of their mothers, they take care of their sisters, they take care of their cousins, they take care of their daughters. So wouldn't you think they want to be more in line with their feminine energy to understand what it is like to be preyed upon in a way that they don't appreciate? And unfortunately, they may have been preyed upon in the past by someone who claimed to be feminine but dominated them in a way that was emasculating. Right? And that's something they have to face. That's something they have to deal with. That's something they have to go to counseling about, whatever it may be. But it's not our job to heal that. It's our job to teach that. We're your teacher, just as much as he's our teacher. And if you're not listening, then it sounds like you missed the lesson. And I don't like repeating myself. So, anything else you want the collector to know? But just know it's some things have to end for new things to begin. Whatever it may be for you. It's end of a cycle. It's about to be an end of a year. Next week. So, you know, figure out what you really want at this time. Queen of Wands, courage, confident, independence, focused, zest for life, determination, and joy. Yeah. Like I said, be in tune with the queen in you. You're allowed to be. And if anyone makes fun of you for that, fuck them. Who are they? Because your real friends, your real family, your real lovers don't shame you for who you are. If you like something a little bit more submissive in the bed, that's what you like. If you like something a little bit more dominant in the bed, that's what you like. The only shame you should carry is if it is predatory, if it is non-consensual, and if it is energetically giving off mixed signals. Because again, I have been with men and I have been with women who don't know what they want, say what they might want just for it to end up being the exact opposite. I'm not the one shaming you for it, but for some reason you keep telling yourself in your head it's shameful to do. That's for you to fight through. That's not for me to handle. I can be a caretaker for sure, but I'm not going to feed into the delusions of a scenario that people might put in their heads based on what they think and not what actually is happening. I've, again, had to deal with it many a time. Still dealing with it now. Confirmation. Whew. That's why it's like it's kind of like dumb for these people to try to even pull on your energy. Spirit says, because you're literally guarded and gated. No one can step to you unless they can step to them, whether they believe in them or not. That's the kind of the whole point. It doesn't matter what they believe in at this point. It's a matter of what it is. Just because they can't see them doesn't mean they're not there. I'm pretty sure they feel them enough. That's why they feel intimidated. It's not just you giving it off. It's them handing it to them. Being like, you see this? Don't touch it unless we say it's okay. And again, if you don't know what's happening around you, and they're just like, pff, 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 that's because whatever is trying to come to you isn't meant to come to you. Rejection is your best protection, okay? So that person that didn't get back to you, that whatever it was, that disconnected to you from, or was acting weird, let them. It just shows that they couldn't handle you in the first place. That is their problem, not yours. Doesn't mean you're heartless to the situation. It doesn't mean you're trying to be cold. It just, you're not going to entertain the bullshit. If they can't be brave enough to step to you confidently, then that just is what it is. I have no problem, and I've said this before to everyone I've messed with, been with, whatever it was. I have no problem telling you what I want, how I want it, when I want it. If it isn't good, if it is good, I have no problem being vocal, okay? But for some reason, people get upset about that because they don't expect you to say anything. Their ego gets shattered. And I say, let it. Because why are you putting your ego against me when we should just be open, energetically? And the song right now, Loving You, is a losing game. Yeah, that's probably how somebody feels. I get it. High standards. That's what I have now. Versus what I had before. Little to nothing. Probably the same for you, collective. You probably were in the past being like, why? Like dealing with the craziest, most disrespectful, abusive bitch. And now you're just like, yeah, I didn't have to deal with any of that. But it gave me a great lesson about how to never do it again. Gave me a fantastic lesson about how to never do it again. Loving You is a Losing Game is the song on right now. And we have the Three of Swords, which is heartbreak. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are heartbroken. I'm pretty sure at some point you were heartbroken about the situation. Suffering, grief, emotional pain, sorrow, hurt, divorce, loss, and depression. Yeah, this person, past, whatever it is, has lost you. And they're depressed about it. Or you could have lost this person and you're depressed about it. Take it as it resonates. But it feels like more of their energy. Because as far as I know, I'm not in sorrow. As far as I know, I'm not going through any emotional pain. I may feel my emotions deeply and it may make me emotional, but it doesn't mean I'm going through emotional pain. We talked about this yesterday. Someone just really wants to be tied down to you, but in a way that doesn't serve you. So there's no point of them doing so. So Spirit's already cut the cord. That's why they are not around you. That's why they can't get to you. That's why they are energetically being forced back to go heal, handle themselves, and have some alone time while they figure their shit out. And just let you be. Anything else you want from the now, Spirit? We have the Moon, illusion, mystery, dreams, intuition, fear, anxiety, subconscious, premonitions. Like I said, somebody in the beginning of this could be causing a conflict, but it might not be between you. It might be between It might be between somebody from your past and somebody coming into your future. It's like a fucking battle for your heart right now. Someone in your past wants your attention. Someone in your future wants your attention. So what do they gotta do? Battle it out, see who's the fittest, because at this point, you're just chilling. You're away from the situation on both ends. But it's like they're spiritually battling it out to see who can win. One of them is trying to come at you and telling this other person, if they are connected to this person, that who you are isn't who you are. But the reality of the situation, that's an illusion. You are who you are. You know who you are. You've told this person energetically in the future who you are. They see who you are. There's no more clouding that. The person in their past is clouded because they thought they knew who you were. And that's their fault for being so assumptuous. Now they're like, oh, you're a mystery. I don't know who you are anymore. And it's like, yeah, because you didn't get the chance to fucking get to know me. You just assumed who I was. It's like Pokemon, bitch. You met me at Pikachu. I've been hit Raichu a long time ago. We've been evolved. We've been brand new. But because you keep telling yourself, no, you're this and you're that, and you were like this, you were like that, it's exactly why you keep getting stuck in the old energy and repeating the same cycles with different type of people who you're trying to look for that are like me. And the bitch, there ain't nobody like me. There ain't nobody like me. There ain't nobody like me. Get that through your head. Nobody can be me because I am me. Hello? I'm existing here and now. So whoever you're looking for within anybody else to be like me, you won't find them. And I'm pretty sure that's what you had to tell this person. There is no one like me for you to look for me in anybody else. And you keep denying that is exactly why you keep ending up with people expecting them to be like me, or making them act like me, or making them whatever it is. And it's weird behavior. Stop. Go love yourself. Go find out what you need and why you felt like losing me was you having to get back at me because you couldn't handle what you did to me. Again, you are proof. You are evidence of the lessons that you teach people. But for some reason, they want to try to tell themselves it's the other way around. No. 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 Like, I love an underdog story. And this is about to be the biggest one this is about to be the biggest one. This is about to be the biggest underdog story spiritually. Somebody really thought they could fuck with us collective, and guess what? They can't even touch us, because every time they try, they get hurt. They get confused. They get karma on them. And we're just like, what happened? Oh, okay. Anything else you want them to know, Spirit? Again, this isn't on no cocky shit. Queen of Wands, confident shit. Courage, focus, determination. I see you, you see me. They didn't see you, but they see you now, and it's too late. This person in your future sees you, and they're trying to, do what they can to get your attention. Which, they have every right to do, but they should also be doing it from a respectful place. Not with the sense of being pushy or demanding. Because I don't demand anyone's time or energy. Either you give it to me or you don't. Either you will or you won't. It's that simple. Anything else you want them to know? Anything else you want the collective to know, Spirit? We have the King of Swords, upright, head over heart, disciplined, trustful, honest, mental clarity, authority. It sounds like your king is trying to step up now. He's had to make a decision, or she's had to make a decision, or they've had to make a decision. To be honest. To assert their authority on the situation and give you that mental clarity that you need. In other words, their opportunity is going to be with someone else. And because they've been in denial, thinking that this person, whoever it is in your past, won't make a move, is exactly why they're going to be wrong. Not to say you'll go back to them, but again, they're competing against each other, not you. And because they're doing that, like I was listening to a reading a while ago saying, like, why are they competing against each other instead of courting that divine feminine? And it's like, yeah, why are y'all throwing fists and wands and magic when you could literally just show a bitch how you show up for a bitch? I'm not calling you a bitch, just saying the word. But that's truth. If you want a woman or a man to be in your corner, should you not court said woman or man? Not with the intention of sleeping with them or whatever it is, but with the intention of generally getting to know them. What's it? It can be frustrating because you're wasting time. Cuffing season is about closed. You're wasting time fighting whoever this is for a other person's hand instead of offering your hand to them. And that's your choice. You want to waste time and fight? Do it. But, it's not going to help you any get closer to the person you're trying to get close to. Just say. We got the Page of Wands. Inspiration, ideas, discovery, limitless potential, free spirit, exploration, excitement, and freedom. That's our energy. We're out here like, la da da, whoop-de-doo. Just, doing our thing. Meanwhile, these bitches are like, bum, 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 bum. It makes me laugh because, like, it is a waste of time to fight each other instead of allowing yourself to just show up however you show up. It's like one of them expect the other to bring the head to you, and you'd be like, oh my god, thank you so much, this is what I wanted. No, this isn't the medieval ages. I don't know what's happening. But apparently in the spirit they think that's what they have to do, so let them do it. We have the Magician. Action, creation, manifestation, power, self-confidence, clarity, willpower, skill, and creativity. Again, that could be them or this could just be your energy. You're just again maneuvering around the blows that are. It's like you ever seen that scene of Naruto where Sakura's like in the middle of Naruto and Sasuke before they hit each other, but Kakashi catches him and throws him the other direction. That's spirit throwing them the other way so they don't hit you, because you're not responsible for these people having this altercation. But because they want to fight it out like men, is exactly why they're in the situation they're in. But one of them wants to blame you for even getting involved in the fight. It's not your fault, bitch, if you put your fists up to somebody you couldn't battle. Okay? The world on the bottom of the deck. We have completion, accomplishment, wholeness, atonement, fulfillment, travel, celebration of life, and arriving. Yeah. The world's on your way. On your way? The world's on its way. Or if it hasn't arrived already, it's coming soon. Basically what I'm trying to say is, whatever decision is made by spirit is for your highest good. I don't think you should necessarily be worried about who it is, or when it's coming, or how it's coming, but to know it's ended. The battle has been sorted, the victor has been claimed. Okay? And it has been claimed because you've been claiming yourself. It's like they didn't take you into account in this whole situation. You've been loving on yourself. You've been doing what you've been needing to do for yourself. And frankly, I've said this before to a friend, you had to get through me in order to have me break up with me so I would even want to be with you. Because if I'm having a more of a grand time with myself, by myself, being with somebody else is a secondary thought. It's not that I don't want or need someone else. It's that you haven't stepped up to the plate to be that someone else. You just assume that's what you would do instead of showing up as such. Spirit doesn't allow weakness in my circle. Weak of mind, weak to temptation, weak to bullshit, weak to rumors, weak to persuasion. If you cannot be disciplined, have your own thoughts towards your own feelings, then you will not be allowed in this space. It just is what it is. It doesn't mean I'm acting or being better than you are, because I don't claim that energy. It just means I know how to do better to be better. And if you can't adopt that same philosophy, then yes, we will not mix well. Yes, we will not go well together. Yes, you will get irritated with me. Yes, you will feel like you have to defend yourself against me. But if you are truly standing on your shit, then it shouldn't affect you. You should be learning, like how I'm learning from you. We're meant to lead as women. That's what we do. It doesn't mean we can't be submissive at the same time. It just means that you have proven that you're not capable of being... It just means that you're not capable of being the person who we submit to. Because you go about it you go about it with force, you go about it with persuasion, you go about it with manipulation, you go about it through finances, you go about it all the wrong way. And then wonder why we get tired, why we get fed up, why we feel like it's not even worth trying anymore, why we just stick with ourselves, why we want to just do what we want to do with ourselves. Because you don't make it fun to do anything with you. You have to always make it a conquest, a game. Which is like, okay, you can do that, but you'll get played way faster. I don't know. Because you thought something. Because you thought we were head over heels for you. Because you thought you had it in the bag. Because you thought if you did this and you did that, then it was going to give you the results that you wanted, and your ego got blown the fuck out. And that was by spirit, not by us. So. And this is going for women as well. Women think if they just throw their body at you, then they can get all of the whatever it is from you and have your babies and you'll take care of them and whatever it is for them. But then you realize, I'm not really connected to this woman. I never was really connected to this woman because she was just a body. Because that's what she gave you, her body. She didn't give you her mind. She didn't give you her heart. She didn't give you her stability. She didn't give you her emotional maturity enough to nurture you well, how you needed to be nurtured. And then you wonder why you're not connected to the woman. Well, it's because you had a kid with her, or because you made a soul tie with her. You had unprotected sex with her, whatever it was for you. And then you have to start questioning, oh, it was never really a connection. It was an encounter. Yes, it was an encounter, my friend. Not every encounter you have is a connection. Not every connection you have will be an encounter. Just take it as it resonates. You have to be mindful about where you're stepping into. And again, someone can think they know you because of what they see or what they hear, but if they're not around you enough, then they don't know anything. Oopsies, I threw cards at myself. 1 second. Talking about justice before being served. Justice came out in the reverse. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Oh, my headphone fell. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, they probably see it as, why don't you give me this because I just want, no, I'm not gonna just give you anything because you want it. If I don't want it, then it's gonna be one-sided, you're not gonna like it. Unfairness, lack of accountability, guilt, dishonesty, and punishment. Yeah, this is their punishment. Whether it's a person in the future or it's a person in the past. Them fighting each other literally did nothing besides put you in the middle of a situation you didn't need to be in. Excuse me, the nose knows. Fighting each other did nothing but put you in a situation, collective, you didn't need to be in. So, Spirit Kakashi had to throw these bitches to the side and let them cool off. That's the completion right there. It wasn't between them. It was between them and Spirit. That's where they weren't understanding. That's what they weren't understanding. That's why they kept thinking you were doing it. You were saying this, you were doing that. No, that was Spirit handling your asses because you're fighting for no goddamn reason. It's like, let a bitch choose. And you don't even give her the choice. You just assume because you have this or you have that, that's what it is. I was talking about this a long time ago in a reading I had, or a dream I had, about someone who's younger, who is more in tune with you emotionally, someone who's older, who's more in tune with you in your finances. But the person who's in tune with you financially wants you to control your whole situation. And the person who is emotionally in tune with you just wants you to have a fucking good time. It's those two energies fighting. But instead of coming to you to let you decide what you want to do, collective, they are taking the time to battle it out, bring you ahead that you didn't ask for, and expecting you to praise them like it was the best thing that they did in the world. No one asked you to do that. No one asked you to go fight for my honor, bitch. I can fight for myself. Confirmation. I can fight for myself. I have been fighting for myself all my life. Doesn't mean I always want to. But again, you're wasting your energy fighting each other instead of paying attention to Spirit knifing you out each time you strike each other. It's like they're punching each other in the face and Spirit's coming up like, ah! And they're just like, oh, what happened? What was that? Was that you? No, I thought it was you. And it's like, nah, it's Spirit. It's Spirit. And I'm getting hot saying that because Spirit knows it's true. It's spirit being like, bitch, what are you doing? I didn't tell you to go fight the hoe. I didn't tell you to go fight the bitch. I didn't tell you to go fight that bastard. I didn't tell you to do none of that. I told you to go heal. Go sit down. Go be alone for a second. And handle yourself. But you're over here doing the opposite. And then wondering why you're getting struck every time I need to fucking handle this out. And we're just like, what's going on? Oh, okay. What happened? Oh, okay. You just want me to take care of myself? Okay, got it. Got you, I can do that. And then they're like coming at you, then they're spiritually coming at you being like, why aren't you helping us? Well, bitch, I didn't know you were fucking fighting. I didn't know why you were fighting or what you were fighting for, because you weren't fighting for me. You were fighting for your ego and you were fighting for your pride. You were fighting for your manhood. Stop. Stop. Cycle has ended. Completion. Done. Finito. Stop fighting. Because it is not the medieval ages. We're not in the wild, bitch. You're not a boar. You don't have to go head to head for somebody to go get your prize. Just court the bitch. Goddamn. Goddamn. Like, sorry. But like, what happened to that? You want to show up how you want to show up, then show the fuck up. Not based on, well, if I do this for her, then da-da-da-da, and if I do that for her, then da-da-da-da. No, do it because you want to. Do it with the proper intention. But if you're doing it with the intention of getting in a bitch's pants, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And again, fighting each other doesn't make sense. Because you're wasting time. That's why you probably feel it's unfair. Why do you just get to sit there and be over there and be pretty and enjoy yourself to yourself? Well, because I have had the time, we have had the time as a collective to take care of ourselves while you two butt heads against each other, acting like that's going to prove your dominance to us. No. Again, I am more dominant than you energetically. You know this. Either submit or back up. And I don't mean sexually. I mean energetically. You have the Knight of Wands. Energy. Passionate. Inspired action. Adventure. Fearlessness. Impulsiveness. And I'm pretty sure they were impulsive doing this. I'm pretty sure. Like I said, it was a battle of the two or more. It was like, ah! Everybody's like crossing swords, ching, 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 but no one's getting anywhere. And because it's Spirit's just like up there watching, I'm like, so why are they fighting? So what are they doing? For courtship? Well, we told them to go heal and let the best man win energetically. Why did they think they have to physically fight? Oh, because they're not listening to us, they're listening to their ego? Oh. Well, that just wasted all of our time. Why do we do this for? She's over there, they're over there, he's over there, chilling. Having a grand old time by themselves. With their popcorn and their movies and their cats, just chilling. In the meantime, these bitches are throwing hands. Why? Oh, because judgment has fallen onto the situation. That's why. It's throwing each other under the bus situation. Whoever loses is the victim of spirit, is what they're telling themselves. But in reality, they're both victims of spirit because they're battling so hard that's clashing off their swords and hitting your energy, and then energetically attacking you And Spirit's like, stop hitting our collective. This has nothing to do with them. And they're just getting beat. They're getting their asses whooped. They're getting sick. Whatever's happening to them is happening to them. Because judgment has been called. Again, completion. End of cycle. This shit has been done. Because they don't want to give up. They don't want to be a loser. They don't want to be a bitch. Well, bitch, you are a real bitch. Because now, not only have you pissed off the Spirit, but you've started to piss off God. Because he's tired of seeing all the fighting. He's tired of seeing all of the neglect that has been happening. Because you could have been spending this time healing with us. But because you wanted to whip your dick out, measure it, see whose was bigger is exactly why you are in the space that you're at. Sorry to be so fucking vulgar, but that's the energy. Y'all really gotta stop that shit. No one cares about what you have in your pants if it doesn't work mentally or emotionally. Okay? If it doesn't connect, then it won't connect. Especially with a healed woman or a healed man. Giving someone your body just because does not give you the right to own their energy. Judgment. Leave a like while you're watching. Rebirth, inner calling, a new phase, absolution, reckoning, awakening, redemption, forgiveness, and mercy. I'm pretty sure that's what they've been asking for. When will this end? Why do we have this? When can we stop fighting? And guess what? You could have been 222 on the timer. You could have been stopped fighting. But you kept thinking that if you stopped fighting, then you would lose. But that's what's making you lose anyway. I don't know. I shouldn't have to explain this. The man ego is crazy. Oh, that's supposed to be my lady. You're not supposed to handle her. That's supposed to be my woman. You're not supposed to touch her. Well, bitch, you ain't touching her either. So what? What's the problem? 222. Comfort zone. Karmic cycle ending, like I said. Answered prayers. Meanings. Don't stop now. Your angels want you to go beyond your comfort zone, get out of your own way, and push back those fears. Everything you've been wanting is beyond that area of stability and comfort. Also, your angels may be letting you know a karmic cycle has ended, like I said. This is welcomed news. If you've been struggling through a particular difficult situation, once you've learned of and fulfilled karmic debts, new roads and paths always open. This is also a message letting you know that not only have your prayers been heard, but they also have been answered. If you've been losing sleep or worrying long hours over an issue out of your control, because that's what this is, men who cannot control what they're out of control of, and it's starting to get stupid. Let this be reassurance that it's all coming to an end. Yeah, so like I said, if you're soccer in the situation and you're tired of feeling the blowback of whatever these two people are fighting about when it comes to the situation of you, don't worry. God's got it. He is handling it. Justice will be served. You've got nothing to do with whatever they got going on. If they want to fight each other, let them fight each other. But for one of them or both of them to blame you for why they're fighting is exactly why they're in the situation they're in spiritually. You got nothing to do with why they're fighting. You might be a reason for what they want to fight for, but you are not the reason they are fighting. They're fighting because of their pride. They're fighting because of their ego. They're fighting because they want to show you, collective, who's bigger and badder. Like, it's so stupid. Hi. Affirmation. Sorry, I'm laughing at myself. Beyond my comfort zone is where my next adventure lies. Halababa. Activation. Rose quartz is a crystal that resonates with the energy of 222. It embodies unconditional support and love, especially for yourself. When you're in a situation where a karmic cycle has ended, or you're stepping out of your comfort zone, carry this stone for support. You can also place it beneath your pillow while you sleep. This will serve as a channel for your angels to send you very high frequency vibrations, bringing you clarity, peace, and joy. Thank you for listening to that. Thank goodness. How? Excuse me. Yeah. Basically, collective, we're good. These energies on the outside of you just need to go heal, get it together, respect your boundaries. Stop trying to force their energy onto you, making it feel like that's what you want from them when it's not. And court you as they would like to have you, instead of pretending or acting or being like something that will please you, instead of just being themselves. Oh. And I think I'm going to leave it there. I hope this helps. I hope you take it as it resonates. Not every situation will be your situation. And honor your emotions. Feel yourself out. Figure out what you need before anything else in the situation. Because sometimes what God can give you is way greater than what man can ever bestow upon you. Okay? I love you. Don't get scammed. Only Patreon, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Yes. YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, yeah. Okay, bye.